This is part 2 of talking about my reread of The Raven Boys. In part 1, I talked about Blue and Maggie Stiefvater's writing, but in this one I want to talk about Adam and Gansey because I love both of them so much. But their relationship at times can be quite fraught. Adam, has this really fierce need for independence, and Gansey just so deeply wants to support and help his friends. And so, but to Adam it feels controlling or suffocating or invasive. Some of that could just be because of, Adam's personality. I think some of it could also be because he doesn't really have, I don't know if he's experienced a relationship in which someone just genuinely cares about him. We know that Adam's parents are terrible. His father is abusive, his mother is permissive, and victim blames him. And it seems like he maybe didn't have any friends really before Gansey. And I think that maybe he just doesn't know what to do with a genuinely supportive friendship. Every time I read this, I always think of that meme of like the guy chasing another guy into a house, like yelling, "Let me love you," which like that is Gansey and Adam. But I also think that there is something about Adam's rejection in particular that is like specifically painful to Gansey. We know that Gansey has these kind of two versions of himself, right? There's this kind of glossy golden boy that Blue calls Captain Cell Phone, who's sort of impenetrable. And then there is this more genuine, vulnerable version of himself. And Adam, I think, cannot fully see through that glossy facade. A lot of that has to do with Adam feeling like there is this power imbalance because of their differences in how much money they have and the differences in class and their life circumstances, which Gansey does not see as an obstacle, but it's also easy to feel like, oh, well, money doesn't matter when you're the one coming from a more privileged situation. But I think this is always kind of the block between them, and that Adam cannot fully see through that glossy Captain Cell Phone veneer. And I think that that is deeply painful to Gansey, because out of all of the Raven Boys, I think that he sees Adam most as like a peer, in terms of like he trusts his judgment and he asks for his advice. There's a time in the book where something bad has happened to Gansey and his cell phone is dead, and his first thought is like, I wish I could talk to Adam. That Adam is his sounding board and the one that he trusts to take care of things. And I think that in Gansey's mind, the two of them are really peers in a way that maybe he is not with Ronan. But in turn, I think Adam also is very pained by the feeling that Gansey cannot see this difference between them, and he feels unseen by Gansey in kind of a mirror image. And I think on this reread, that is really what has stood out to me